Hello guys and welcome to Facts to Go. From why grapes go on fire in the microwave to how long it takes the average mammal to urinate. These are the did you know facts that will fascinate you and your friends today. 1. Did you know grapes light on fire in the microwave? Back in 2011, a physicist at the University of Sydney went viral after he placed a grape in the microwave and filmed the fiery aftermath. And oddly enough, scientists couldn't explain the phenomenon until quite recently. A March 2019 study published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences reported that the fruity fireball occurs as a result of the loose electrons and ions that cluster to form plasma when grapes get hot. 2. Did you know spaghetto, confetto, and graffito are the singular forms of spaghetti, confetti, and graffiti? Although it might sound a little strange, the word for an individual piece of spaghetti is spaghetto. The same goes for a single piece of confetti, which is confetto, as well as a single piece of graffiti, which is graffito. 3. Did you know McDonald's once created bubblegum-flavored broccoli? McDonald's is always introducing new items for their loyal customers. And obviously, some are more successful than others. But their bubblegum-flavored broccoli, which the fast food chain developed in 2014 as a tastier version of the leafy green for children, was a complete failure. McDonald's CEO Don Thompson admitted that kids were confused by the taste. 4. Did you know the average mammal takes 21 seconds to empty its bladder? No one will blame you if you've never bothered to time yourself on the toilet. But you may be interested to know that researchers from the Georgia Institute of Technology found that most mammals weighing more than 6 pounds take 21 seconds to pee. According to Live Science, this oddly consistent time is due to the fact that the urethra is appropriately scaled to be a flow-enhancing device. And apparently, the perfectly enhanced flow takes 21 seconds to complete. It's one of the perfect did you know facts to try at home. 5. Did you know chewing gum is banned in Singapore? Along with having laws against spitting and urinating anywhere but in a toilet, which you're then legally obligated to flush if it's a public washroom, Singapore has also banned chewing gum in an effort to keep the city clean and orderly. The ban was established in 1992. In 2004, exceptions were made for therapeutic, dental, or nicotine gums. 6. Did you know lobsters have clear blood? Most of us are well aware that lobster shells change color when exposed to heat, like in a pot of boiling water, for example. But the sea creature's blood is also intriguing. Lobster blood is initially clear and turns blue when it hits oxygen. 7. Did you know the first item sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer? Buyer beware, as they say. Thankfully, buyer Mark Fraser was apparently aware of the fact that he was getting a broken laser pointer when he purchased it for $14.83 from eBay's founder Pierre Omidyar in 1995. 8. Did you know Japan is suffering from a ninja shortage? If you ever dreamed of being a ninja, now might be the time to make it a reality. The Japanese city of Iga, which has a rich history of martial arts masters and claims to be the birthplace of the ninja, is suffering from a ninja shortage, despite the fact that they're willing to pay salaries as high as $85,000 for the performative ninjas willing to take on the job of staffing their annual ninja festival. 9. Did you know there was a prehistoric dragonfly that's wings spanned more than 2 feet? More than 300 million years ago, the Meganora established itself as the largest known flying insect to ever exist on Earth. The dragonfly-like creature had a wingspan that stretched around 2.5 feet. The bugs were also big enough to hunt prey like frogs and newts, which it could eat with its teeth like mandibles. 10. Did you know bubble wrap was originally invented as wallpaper? If you can't wait to pop every air-filled pocket the minute you pull a piece of bubble wrap out of a package, can you imagine how irresistible it would be if it was covering your walls? Engineer Al Fielding and Swiss inventor Marc Chavon probably didn't consider that when, in 1957, they invented bubble wrap while trying to create a textured wallpaper by sealing 2 shower curtains together to trap air bubbles. 11. Did you know Shakespeare invented more than 1,700 words? Shakespeare wrote some of the most beloved and revered pieces of literature the world has ever known, but in order to craft his plays and poems, he sometimes resorted to making up his own words. In fact, the bard is said to have come up with more than 1,700 words including moonbeam, laughable, eyeball, bump, puking, champion, bedroom, excitement, and zany. 12. Did you know Santa Claus was given an official pilot's license in 1927? When Santa Claus makes his trip around the world on Christmas Eve, you can rest assured that he's legally allowed to drive his sleigh, at least in the United States. In 1927, the jolly man in the red suit was given a pilot's license from the Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Aeronautics William P. McCracken. According to the Library of Congress, the old saint called at the Commerce Department in Washington, and when he arrived, his picture was taken as he was given his license, airway maps, and the assurance that the lights would be burning on the airways on Christmas Eve. 13. Did you know Einstein's brain was stolen when he died? When Nobel Prize-winning physicist Albert Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, he left behind specific instructions when it came to the disposal of his body, according to one National Geographic investigation. Einstein didn't want his corpse to be worshipped or his brain to be studied, so he instructed those who were responsible for his remains to cremate them, and scatter the ashes secretly in order to discourage idolaters. However, Thomas Harvey, the pathologist on call when Einstein died at New Jersey's Princeton Hospital, didn't quite follow those instructions. Instead, he stole Einstein's brain. From there, things got even weirder. When Einstein's family found out, his son apparently didn't object to the theft, and Harvey was able to keep the brain in 2 jars in his basement before moving it to a cider box stashed under a beer cooler. 14. Did you know a single watermelon once sold for $6,125? In 2008, a man in Japan bought a nearly black Densuke watermelon for 650,000 yen or $6,125. The specialty fruit is only grown on the island of Hokkaido and, according to a Japanese agricultural expert in the Los Angeles Times, is crisp and hard with a different level of sweetness than the watermelon we're used to eating. 15. Did you know a Brazilian man was killed in bed when a cow fell through the roof and landed on him? João Maria de Souza was lying in bed in 2013 when a cow that had been grazing on a hill behind his house walked onto the asbestos roof and fell through, landing on de Souza, according to the BBC. The injured man was taken to hospital where he later passed away. As strange as this incident might seem, locals claim that it was the 3rd time a similar thing had happened in the area in the past 3 years, although no one was killed the first 2 times.